Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am officially 20 weeks pregnant, halfway, which should feel more exciting than it does. Honestly, this week I have just been feeling like, are you serious? I still have 20 more weeks to go before I meet this baby. Kind of getting me down a little bit, but I have survived half of this pregnancy. So I'm very excited, and I have a roundup of products that have helped me survive this first 20 weeks. So I'm going to go through these products, explain. I have a couple different categories. So maybe we will start off with food, because that is top of mind always when you're pregnant. In the first trimester, it's like you can't escape it, but yet you want to escape it. And then in the second and third trimester, it's like all you can think about because you're constantly starving. So first of all, with food, my number one tip, especially if you're feeding a family while you're pregnant, is to batch and bulk things. So whenever you do get a little burst of motivation, or if something does sound good in your brain, batch it or bulk it. Like ground beef, I'll cook up like 3 or 4 pounds of ground beef at one time and just keep some in the fridge or the freezer to do for quick, easy meals. Or chicken, if you can put some in the crock pot one day. I'll make muffins and put them in the freezer, cookie dough, put it in the freezer whenever I have like a little burst of energy. So that's my number one food tip. If something does sound good, just quickly make it and make a lot of it, especially if you're feeding a family. My next thing that I personally love in pregnancy, especially, simple snacks, very simple snacks. Cheese sticks. I have been living off of cheese sticks. I probably have 5 or 6 a day, and I feel like it's a pretty relatively healthy snack. Very tasty, easy to eat, easy to like take with you on the go if you need to. Next up is apples, oranges, bananas, all types of fruit have been, but not so much berries. For some reason, I'm a little turned off by berries, but if you're into berries, go with berries. Just cutting up an apple. Some days I cut up 2 or 3 apples, and me and my kids just snack on an apple all day. Very good, guilt-free, but also just like simple and affordable snacks, since you are needing so many snacks when you are pregnant. So my next food item, I guess this is food, water. More specifically, Liquid IV. I just barely, like a week ago, started drinking this. My husband kind of got me onto it. And I was not a believer before I started drinking it, but now if I drink one of these a day, I feel so much better. I have more energy. I just feel more hydrated, and I feel like I look less like bloated and puffy, and they actually taste really good, at least these flavors. These are the only flavors I've tried, the lemon lime and the strawberry. And you can dilute it down in your water as much as you need for it to taste okay to drink. That's kind of what I've learned. So I have one water bottle always filled with some Liquid IV, and then another water bottle just with plain water. And the more hydrated I am, the better I do feel. In the first trimester, I had the hardest time staying hydrated because water just tasted so gross. But I wonder if I would have had Liquid IV, if that would have helped, because I did not do this in my first trimester, just in the last few weeks, and it has really, really helped. So my other tip is just to have several water bottles. I have one by my bed, one in my car, one out here in the living space. I'm just constantly making sure there's a water bottle around, so I don't really have to think about drinking water. It's just kind of right there, and I can take a sip. If water is hard for you to drink too, cold, like ice water, is always easier for me to drink, and drinking it through a straw is also just a little bit better. At least that's what I have found. All right, let's move on to clothes. I just have a few clothing items to share. First of all are some items that I got while I was in my first trimester. These are from Amazon. They are, oh, they're kind of all inside out because I just pulled them out of the wash. I need to get another pair of these because I am wearing them every time that they come out of the wash. I put them directly on. It's kind of like a wide leg, I'll have to post a picture, a wide leg legging material pant, and it does have this belly band that you can pull all the way up or roll down depending on what is most comfortable for you. But they're lightweight enough that I was able to wear them through the summer months, and I know I'll wear them going into fall and winter with like sweaters, sweatshirts, things like that. They're very stretchy, very comfy. And I would say you can buy these earlier than you think. I bought these when I was, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks pregnant, and I was so glad that I had them. Even if you're not wearing them out of the house, it's just comfortable to have something that doesn't have a tight waistband on them, and these are pretty affordable. Like I said, just on Amazon. I definitely need to get them in some other colors to get me through the next 20 weeks. Next up are dresses, specifically these ones from Old Navy. I have a longer one that's striped, so that one's kind of fun, but that's in the wash. Then this one is just plain black. I believe on sale this was like $8 or $10 from Old Navy, and I got mine in a tall just so it would have a little bit extra length for as the bump grows. You want like a little extra length to fit over the bump. So just a plain black dress, but I do have like a blue striped one. They have lots of different colors. I hope that they keep these. I hope this isn't just like a summertime thing, because honestly I kind of want to get another one of these too, just because they're so comfortable, so easy to throw on. You don't have to think about it, and I love wearing dresses when I am pregnant. My last pregnancy item is something clothing item is something I just barely unboxed, just opened. I ordered it from Walmart, and I have another pair of maternity jeans from Walmart that I just bought in store, and I'm not in love with them. I took the tags off, so I don't know that I can return them, but they just fit kind of weird. But these ones do not fit weird. Let me see if I can show you. I'm not gonna be able to get to that good of an angle, but I just love these. I feel like they fit so well. You could easily tuck in this band and like just kind of, you know, even tuck in your shirt. But I do like having the belly band. I feel like it just, I like feeling the support. Anyway, these are very cute. They're like a wide leg jean, and they're very, very comfortable. I'm so glad to finally have a pair of jeans that fit me. I probably haven't worn jeans since I was like 5 weeks pregnant. So I like wearing jeans. I feel good in jeans. I like wearing a cute blouse with jeans, and I have not been able to wear that in a while. So I'm feeling the most like myself that I have in a long time thanks to these jeans. Honestly, my tip, I know so many people say don't buy maternity clothes. My tip would be just buy the maternity clothes. You're gonna be so much more comfortable. They really have so many good options on places like Amazon, but especially H&M. There's Hatch Maternity has some like really cute jeans. Abercrombie, even Old Navy, I found some cute things there as far as like actual maternity things that don't look so maternity, if that makes sense. So I would say just go ahead and buy the maternity clothes. You're gonna feel better, you're gonna be more comfortable. It's worth it, in my opinion. Moving on to supplements. Obviously I have, or like medicine, I have a prenatal vitamin, and my advice to you would be to, you might have to try a few different prenatal vitamins before you find one that you like, because I tried the Ritual prenatal that so many people talk about and love, and I do not love it. I find that the taste actually makes me really nauseous, and I feel like then I am like, all of the like acid and gas that come back up inevitably come back up, tastes like very lemony, which is not my favorite. I feel like these made me way more nauseous. You also have to take 2 of them a day, which might not be a big deal, especially like later on in the pregnancy. But in that first trimester, it was so hard for me to take 2 of them a day, and I would often throw them up. So I just picked up this at Walmart, and you just have to take 1 a day. It is kind of a big pill, but I found no taste, no aftertaste, nothing gross about it. And this has been the winner for me. In previous pregnancy, I have been able to tolerate the gummy ones, but this time I tried the gummy one and did not like it. So you kind of have to figure out what prenatal is going to work best for you. And obviously you can read the labels, read the ingredients, and find something that you feel comfortable taking too. Next up, a probiotic. I do find that this makes a difference, and I don't even take it every single day. Maybe probably every other day I'm taking this probiotic, and I just feel like it really helps with all of the stomach issues that you have when you're pregnant. Unisum, I love this stuff. This is the only way I survived the first trimester. It just took the edge off, even if it didn't completely get rid of all of the nausea. It just kind of minimized it and helped so much. I'm still taking it pretty much every single night. If I forget to take it, I notice that I have not taken it, so I'm not ready to stop taking it, and I might just take it the entire pregnancy. It also just helps me fall asleep easier, and I love it so much. Unisum. Obviously, Tums, I don't really need to say anything else about these, but I would not be surviving without those. And my last little supplement is magnesium. I have not taken this in any of my other pregnancies, and in all my other pregnancies I have had the worst insomnia, which I have not been having. I've not had restless legs or like leg cramps or anything like that, and I attribute it to this magnesium. This is one that you pour in the bath and you can soak in it, or you can just soak your feet. I found it really easy to use and integrate into my life, and also very, very effective. So cannot recommend that enough. All right, I have a couple random products. Gum. This isn't necessarily my favorite brand, but my husband actually got this. So gum or mints, just to always kind of have them, or like little candies to suck on, especially through the first trimester. These were so helpful because I always had a gross taste in my mouth, but I'm finding even now, a lot of days, I still kind of have like a metally, gross taste in my mouth constantly. So I like to have some gum to kind of be just chewing on whenever I get that weird taste. Next up is a heating pad, which is new to me. I just got a heating pad. I haven't had one my whole life, but this has been a game changer. It was very cheap on Amazon. I should have got one a long time ago because there's just lots of aches and pains in pregnancies, and I feel like my third pregnancy, I'm noticing them starting a lot sooner on. I'm having a lot of like pelvic pain right now, and so I like to use a heating pad, or for back aches, different things like that. So we have been using this. It's also just kind of like a comfort thing. I think I like to kind of just put it in my bed before I even get into my bed, and it just kind of makes my bed really cozy. So I love having a heating pad. And these are little eye masks, but they heat up, and they're like disposable, so you just use them one time. I know that they make some that you can like put in your microwave or whatever, but I haven't tried those. I've really liked these. They're by Cornea Care, and they heat up just for like 15 or 20 minutes, and I get really, really bad headaches, but specifically like in my eyes, and I find that these are basically the only way I can find relief from that eye pain. And so I love these. I used them before I was pregnant, and I am using them almost every single day right now. What? Breathe Right strips. Not only for when you have a cold or you get sick, but I feel like when you're pregnant, you just have a lot more congestion and like mucus overall. And I never used these in previous pregnancies, but I have been using them since about 12 weeks. I caught a cold. Well, I caught a cold just a few weeks ago, but I was using them before that. But especially when I got a cold, these were very, very helpful. And I still wear one pretty much every single night to go to bed, just because I am so congested. So love those. And my last product is this Osea body oil. First of all, it smells so good. It just feels luxurious. Like, this is a glass bottle that it comes in. It's worth the price, in my opinion. And it just kind of adds a glow to your skin. So not only do I like to put this over my whole body, but I also specifically put it on my belly every day, just to help keep that area moisturized. I don't necessarily think it's going to stop me from getting stretch marks. I have stretch marks already from my other pregnancies, but I always get like really itchy skin as the skin kind of expands and has to stretch. So this is helping me with that. And I also just love the experience of putting it on, and then the glow that I get afterwards. So I really, really love this. All right, so there we have it. Some of my very most used favorite products so far in this pregnancy. Maybe I'll do another one of these videos as I get closer to the end of my pregnancy. But if you are interested in more mom life videos and vlogs, or just more pregnancy content in general, if you're pregnant too at the same time, let me know in the comments, as well as if you have any other favorite pregnancy products, let us know in the comments. I would also love if you would subscribe or like this video if you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!